On today's live show, the electricity is still on, which means the grid's holding. We'll tell you everything you need to know about tomorrow's town hall meeting. Plus, representatives from the Winters School District join the show to talk about the upcoming 4-day school week. I'm Yantis Green. Welcome to Live. But first, is your man a fan of Yellowstone? Inspired by Rip Wheeler of the hit series Yellowstone, this cologne embraces an ethos of rough and tumble cowboy cool. It's a handcrafted fragrance with notes of desert verbena, yellow grapefruit, and Atlas cedarwood. A fresh and clear woody scent for everyday wear. You know, the masculine stuff. It's only available in San Angelo at Myers Drug. They are more than just a pharmacy. It's the greatest gift shop in San Angelo. Myers Drug at the corner of Beauregard and Chadbourne in historic downtown San Angelo, or visit them online at myersdrug.com. In news, the Tom Green County Courthouse is closed this week for construction, according to the court administrator's office. Starting today until July 18th, the courthouse will be closed so that the electrical system can be updated. But don't worry, the wheels of justice will not quit turning, as the district clerk's office will be working remotely. The courthouse is not the only thing shut down this week. The College Hills street construction is ongoing and will be for some time. Street closures will be on and off for the foreseeable future. As of now, Oxford Avenue will be closed from College Hills heading east toward A&M Avenue. The city originally stated that that intersection would be closed Monday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., but utility construction progressing toward Avenue N could probably have it closed for quite some time. And it's probably a good idea anyway to avoid the area if you're driving, if at all possible. In other news, the San Angelo Hispanic Heritage Group and the City of San Angelo will host a town hall meeting Tuesday evening at the Railway Museum to discuss the potential name change of Irving Street. We told you last week that the Hispanic Heritage Group is attempting to rename the downtown street after Hispanic civil rights activist Cesar Chavez. During last week's City Council meeting, more than one person stood up during the public comment section in opposition of the name change. They compared the change to the Robert E. Lee Middle School fiasco of 2020. Will the group decide to change the name? Is that something as a city we want? Comment your thoughts below. And finally, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas Monday sent out a regularly scheduled message Monday morning reminding Texans to conserve energy because of the ongoing heat wave. With the high temperature for today hitting nearly 110 degrees, it is always good to remember how you can save money and energy. So remember to tick up that thermostat 1 or 2 degrees and turn off those unneeded lights, and don't use large appliances until later in the evening. Either way, it looks like the grid will hold up in the Texas heat. As for the next 7 days, we have a very slight chance of scattered light rain showers. That 20% chance for thunderstorms will be in the afternoons on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Despite the chance of rain, the heat will continue. Again, it's July, so with highs never leaving the triple digits during the afternoons all throughout the week. When we get to the weekend, temperatures will stay about 102 degrees both days. After the break, our reporter James Bellini will speak with the superintendent of the Winters Independent School District, Sean Lehman, and high school principal Brian Green about their upcoming school year, which will include a 4-day school week. It's an interview you won't want to miss. But first, a quick word from Kanos Diamond and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kanos Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kanos Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kanos stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kanos at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Today we have Winters front office in here with the superintendent, Sean Lehman. Principal Brian Green, how y'all doing today?
Doing fine.
Doing great, thank you.
About 2 months ago now, y'all moved to a 4-day school week at Winters. What kind of went into that process of deciding we need to go to 4 days? What kind of led to that conclusion there?
Well, we get down to calendar, and each year you get your group of teachers and you kind of look at your calendar committee and look at some things. And I've been looking at it for about the last 5 or 6 years, throwing it out there. And at that time, I was just a principal and didn't really have the say for it. And I threw it out there to my committee, and a lot of the teachers were like, "Are you serious about this?" And I'm like, "It's whatever you guys want. I'm going to be working anyway, so if y'all think it's going to work for you, then let's look at this." And the teachers took off with it and came up with a plan, and they decided that the pros far outweighed the cons, and it just kind of fell into place. We started researching, and there's quite a few schools in the state of Texas that are already doing this. And as I started researching more, when I decided, when everybody was on board with this, there's all the districts that I know that have done this, they haven't gone back. And so to me, that's a pretty good sign. Athens is a large school out in East Texas, and I think they're entering their 4th year as this, doing this 4-day week. And so I'm like, to me, that's a pretty good sign that this, the teachers, it's working for them, it's working for the kids and other things. And so that's kind of what kind of sealed the deal for us.
At the school board, it was a unanimous vote. It was 6-0. Everybody wanted this, and you even had some parents who wanted to chip in and help out a little bit. And you have something to help the Winters After School, the Winters program, ACE.
Yes, sir.
Which is,
and that was a big thing, and when you're in a small town, I mean, people have to work, and they rely on the school to help take care of the kiddos for them, and so that was kind of our first thing, is talking with our head football coach, Coach McCarty, and seeing how it was going to, he thought it might affect athletics. And then the other thing is talking to our ACE program coordinator and saying, hey, what, if we go with this, what can we do and what can we offer to our kids? And some of the districts, they were off on Mondays, but being a small West Texas town, it's just tough because there's so many activities that happen on Fridays, especially starting in springtime, and kids are out of school. I'm just thinking my son in general, he'll be a senior this next year, and in the springtime, I think he missed like 16 Fridays in the spring, starting in January, with his activities and doing things, and that's kind of the norm in small towns because our kids do everything. And so hopefully, that takes a little pressure off of those guys as well, and teachers as well, because it's harder to be gone than it is to be at school when you're a teacher, and planning, to be for your sub if you're having to be gone for a track meet or a softball tournament or something like that. So hopefully it's going to help a whole lot of people out.
Right. Now you brought up athletics, Coach Green. Is this going to be every Friday y'all are going to have off? Is it going to move throughout the week?
Actually, I guess our first 3 Fridays in school will actually be in school, and then after that 3rd Friday, we'll be off every Friday for the rest of the year. And just a lot of thought went into it, and like Mr. Lehman said, the ACE program, that's going to be a great opportunity for those kids to come up there, and we'll have a lot of different activities for them to do on Fridays. But as far as high school, junior high, we're going to use it more as an incentive too for those that are maybe having trouble in their classes or have an attendance issue or whatever. Those kids will be coming on Fridays to help make up any time missed, or help them get their grades back where they need to be. So we say we're not having school on Friday, but same token, we really are, because with the ACE program, especially for the younger kids, the high school, junior high kids, most of them probably will be able to go home, stay at home. But for the high school and junior high kids, having that incentive to be at school Monday through Thursday and then Friday having the day off, or you come to school on Friday anyway. So it's kind of up to them. Like Mr. Lehman said, we're going to be there. We'll have people there to help us out. But, just that alone, that incentive to be at school and do your work, and then be able to take that Friday off is, to me, a pretty big incentive. And trying to get kids, because attendance, across the state's been down the last couple of years with COVID and so on and so forth. So we really think that this might help with that problem as well, to kind of get the kids to school for those 4 days and do what they need to do, so they're not there on Friday.
Okay, now you brought up COVID. I think y'all lost the game last year because of COVID in football.
Yes,
Did
sir.
COVID kind of impact this decision at all to make you want to spearhead it for this year, or?
To me, and I mean, I'll be starting my 27th year in education. This past year was much more difficult than our COVID year, our first year back, because, a lot of things were left up to the districts to decide, and, because COVID was affecting everyone differently. And this year it was just really tough, and it seemed like our kids and our staff members were just kind of beat down. And, we were just kind of looking for something, and I go back to our committee, looking for something that we could help to hopefully give a little shot of adrenaline to our staff and to our students both. And it's always tough. Fortunately, I've been I've been at every level, and so I kind of know how teachers at different campuses think. And your elementary teachers are all about the days, because they don't miss that many kids during the week, because they're not participating in activities. And you get to your secondary teachers, and they're missing kids all the time. And so it kind of became our motto as we started moving into this was quality over quantity. And that's kind of what we're hoping for is, we're going to be missing a few days, now not a whole lot compared to years past, but we're hoping that in having this day off, or having this day that kids can catch up on homework or come up and get tutorials or just come and have fun if you're one of the younger kids, hopefully this is going to be, help us on our mental health aspect and kind of put fun back in school and make them be excited about coming again, and then helping your teachers out as well. And so that's what I'm really hoping for.
Yeah, you talked about there's been a mass exodus of teachers leaving the profession because just getting burnt out. You brought that up, and I think in one of your interviews you talked
Yes,
about
sir.
it.
Uh-huh.
Can you kind of talk about, have y'all experienced any of that out at Winters, just mass burnout?
We have, knock on wood. I mean, we could get back and we could have some more resignations, but we've been very fortunate that we haven't had the mass exodus like a lot of districts, especially around us, have had. I know a few of my teachers, we have the experienced ones on our committee, and they were like, hey, you know what, I think I may be able to stay a couple more years now. And so hopefully this will, keep some of those experienced teachers around to help our kids out. And like you said, it's been hard, and it's not just hard in the big country in Concho Valley. It's hard everywhere across the state. And, hopefully that this will be one of those things that'll keep our teachers that we've got, because I've been in this business a long time, and keeping consistency with your teachers and not getting a new teacher every year really helps on your morale of your students and your community. And your community's built around your school, and so you want to have as positive environment as possible at that school, and keeping teachers there is a big part of that.
It's not just the parents are important too.
Yes.
When you first came out, were all the parents like, no, we don't want this, until they started hearing? Because there are a couple parents who said they were against it at first, and then once they started looking at it, they were in favor of it. Now, did you have a lot of that, or?
Well, I would think, anytime you do something different, something new, you're going to have the skeptics that are a little concerned. And, of course you have that. But like I said, once they heard what we're doing, why we're doing it, a lot of them are on board. I mean, a lot more on board, I guess, than not, I guess you would say. But basically, like Mr. Lehman said, as far as the school day, I think we're losing during the week 15 minutes a week. But Fridays, especially at the secondary level, because in high school we had block scheduling on Fridays where we had kids, whether they're in welding or culinary arts or art, where they were out 4 periods a day anyway going to those classes, so they weren't in the regular classes anyway, a lot of those kids. And you take that, and like I said, extracurricular activities, which really ramp up in the spring, it's just Fridays were pretty much shot anyway. And we've extended the classes as far as Monday through Thursday, so they're going to be there a little bit longer. and just really hit it hard during the week. And that Friday will make it to where they can miss school and not miss school. Actually, they won't be missing school, but they'll be able to go and compete and not worry what are they missing at school. And because those kids, they worry about that stuff, and this takes as many things going on in school these days with testing and everything else. One thing you can take away from their plate that helps out, because in a small school you want your kids to participate. And
right.
And I hate it when kids, I can't do that because I can't get behind in my schoolwork. Well, kids got to have fun too.
Right.
They're going to be working the rest of their life. Let them enjoy their time in high school, and whether it's in the classroom or wherever. But it's just, it was just, I think, a great move that's going to really benefit not only our kids and teachers, but our community as well as we move forward.
All right. And you said you've been thinking about this for a few years now. Is this a probationary thing for this year, or is this going to be y'all have committed 100%?
Well, I think, in my opinion, I don't think you can make a decision after 1 year.
Right.
You go down the line, and that's kind of like we told people, if it don't work, it's something. It's easy to go back to what we've always done, but
it's probably easier at being a small school.
Oh yeah.
Go back. If you came into Central here in San Angelo,
yeah,
it'd be a lot more difficult to
Yes,
do that.
definitely. Because there are some small schools in the Concho Valley that
Right.
have been doing this now a couple of years, and of course, like you said, they're a much smaller scale. But and going back, if we're going to stick with it, I mean, that's a great thing about education. We always have to modify and adapt everything we're doing, and I don't know many professions where people modify and adapt as quickly as what teachers do. You throw things at them and they're going to figure out a way to take care of it and make the best out of everything. And so, like I said, I just hope that this gives us that shot of energy and adrenaline that we need, that's going to keep my teachers there and keep my staff members there and keep everybody happy. Because like I said, I learned a long time ago that if you've got a happy staff and happy kids and happy parents, it makes everybody's job a whole lot easier. And that's kind of what our hope is with this, is that we're going to really put some things in, and we know there's going to be some bumps along the way because we're new at this, but there's enough districts out there that we've really talked with and worked with, and we just have to make it ours and what's going to fit Winters ISD, and I think we'll be able to get that done.
All right. Well, I hope it works out. I mean, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it work out for y'all, and thank y'all for coming in.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll be right back.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kanos Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kanos Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kanos stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kanos at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
And as always, thanks for watching, and be sure to like us and follow us on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and tune in live each weekday here for the most up-to-date news in the Concho Valley. San Angelo Live doesn't play music, air soap operas or game shows, or waste your time with reruns of national programming or endless talk shows. We do local news. That's what we do. And for those of you who spend money advertising on other outlets, if you send your check to New York or Virginia or Louisiana, remember you could be keeping your money right here in San Angelo at San Angelo Live. We're locally owned and operated. We're your friends and neighbors. We support your businesses, and we have the largest and fastest growing audience in West Texas. Stay tuned for tomorrow when we interview one of our favorite guests, Steve Stango, with Lifestyles of San Angelo. Until then, thanks for watching. The lights are still on, the grid's still holding, and we'll see you next time.